Congratulations, class of 2020. Our goal with this virtual commencement was to produce an online event, an event that would recognize your accomplishment, mark your transition, and evoke feelings that graduates should feel at their graduation. To provide this important transition required pre-recording all of today's speeches ahead of time. Some of those speeches were recorded on the day before the nationwide protest began. Before we begin today, I want to address what's going on in our nation and how that relates to graduation day. Today is the graduation you expected, but it's not what you wanted. And yet, here we are. We have arrived at this moment in history together in disbelief and in shock. As we mourn the deaths of George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, and many other black neighbors and friends, our country is facing a stark truth. Systemic racism and anti-blackness are pervasive in America. We simply cannot allow it to continue to happen. We are at a tipping point, and this country needs your contribution to tip the balance to justice once and for all. While here at UC San Diego, you were taught to be open, taught to listen, and taught to collaborate to solve problems. Use these tools to speak up, peacefully protest, and create allies throughout our diverse communities. Use them to act in the professional world, to invite diversity, celebrate differences, and work together to build better solutions. UC San Diego is there with you in that effort. Our drive to create a campus climate of respect, fairness, and cooperation is stronger than ever. Our focus to promote innovation and leadership by engaging the talents and abilities of everyone is tighter than ever. Our vision to achieve true excellence through productive relationships and diversity and inclusion among people of diverse perspectives will not waver. To commence with that important work, you will need to graduate today. You need to feel that sense of accomplishment. We need you to celebrate your successful completion of a very long journey. With this in mind, we present to you Virtual Commencement 2020. Welcome to your commencement.
The killing of George Floyd catalyzed the anguish and anger that have forced us to focus on the failings of our American society. This brief insert into a ceremony recorded weeks ago offers a reflection on the moment. Today is a time to consider what our national crisis means for taking forward the learnings, the friendships, and I hope, the ideals that have emerged during your time at GPS. Each of you will come to your own judgments. I'm old enough that my high school and college years encompassed the enormous unrest in America that surrounded massive civil rights protests. Like so many of my friends, I marched and I took some actions. I hoped for a better day. America made some progress in those years, but it clearly was far from enough. Still, I will never forget how in 2009, my family gathered at our nation's capital for the inauguration of Barack Obama. Many of us in the crowd were weeping because we had never believed it would be possible in our lifetimes. The challenge of racism and the prejudice against Blacks in particular cannot be resolved by any specific election, reform, or social protest. But these actions are necessary for the continuing pursuit of justice. You are graduating today from a school of global policy and strategy. That too has a special meaning. Many in this class came from countries other than the United States. Deep discrimination and inequity are not uniquely American. Every country should look at its own challenges. Many of you came to GPS because they wish to address global challenges. Recent events remind us that global action requires attention also to local justice. I hope that you will find a wise balance, and may you all have moments of surprise and hope as we pursue justice in the coming years.
Graduates and guests, as the chair of the Academic Senate, it is my pleasure to declare the 2020 virtual UC San Diego commencement ceremony open.
Welcome to UC San Diego's virtual commencement 2020. I'm excited to celebrate today's graduates from the School of Global Policy and Strategy. On behalf of the entire GPS faculty and staff, I extend a warm welcome to our graduates and to their families and friends on this very special day. The degrees received today are truly worth celebrating. They are testaments to this class's tenacity, determination, and hard work. Despite the global pandemic, you did more than meet the challenge of remote learning. You have still truly excelled. Your accomplishments shine even more because you're graduating under circumstances that we never imagined. It's bittersweet, but you will always be able to claim that the experiences of the class of 2020 were truly like no other in the school's history. So it's fitting that you will have a special commencement proceeding that is also unique. We're sorry that you cannot be together, but all of us will be applauding each graduate's achievements. To begin, it's my pleasure to present to you a special performance of the Star-Spangled Banner, sung by the members of the UCSD class of 2020.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we've watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the balls bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the brave and the home of the brave?
Thank you, class of 2020, for that distinctive rendering of our national anthem. And thank all of you viewing as we honor the hard work of our students. The faculty and staff at GPS are committed to helping our students thrive, and this year has been no different. But ultimately, it's the resilience and excellence of each student that has marked this class's response to the pandemic. Today, we celebrate 166 graduates who came to GPS from around the world. This year, 49% of our graduates are from outside of the United States, from Canada to Chile, and from Trinidad to Taiwan. This diversity is a great point of pride for our school because it provides a dynamic and diverse learning experience for our students and provides each student with a global network of colleagues to support them throughout their careers. Our graduates leave GPS with an array of different degrees, including the Master of Chinese Economic and Political Affairs. This is the second year we are conferring degrees for this program, and we have 7 graduates. This innovative program is designed to give students the opportunity to work closely with our world-class China scholars and dig deeply into relevant issues related to contemporary China. This year, we are also conferring the Master of Public Policy degree to 44 students. Half of these students completed 2 career specializations, double the work, illustrating their strong ambition and work ethic. This degree puts policymaking into a global context by training students to compare and identify best policy practices around the globe. We're confident these students will go on to become leading experts in reframing what globalization looks like in the 21st century. In addition, the Master of International Affairs, Formerly, our Master of Pacific and International Affairs is being conferred on 66 students. These graduates gained a deep understanding of specific global regions, as well as key analytic skills needed to address some of the world's most pressing issues, ranging from security to climate change. And we're delighted that 23 of our graduates are products of the Bachelor of Arts in International Studies and the Master of International Affairs degree. This is our 5-year degree program. The number of graduates in this year's class was more than double the number of last year's class. As part of this program, our students incorporate graduate work into their final year of undergraduate study at GPS, and then they complete their final year in the master's program at GPS. In our combined MIA and BA-MIA class, 16% of the students completed the requirements for 2 career tracks, an impressive feat. Finally, these students are joined by 25 professionals in our Master of Advanced Studies in International Affairs. These students are leaders in organizations from around the world. They come from diverse backgrounds. They include market consultants, economists, legal experts, and analysts in policy, finance, and trade. 6 of these graduates are from the 3 branches in the military and include active duty, reservists, and veterans. Since this degree began a decade ago, we've been pleased that it's provided advanced education for 65 officials from foreign ministries, including 32 active diplomats. 6 foreign ministry officials are part of this year's graduating class. As we prepare to grant each of these degrees, earned by the hard work of the students, I want to offer a few words about what's next. This year, the global pandemic and public health issues have reminded us that the world is a place that is constantly evolving. In addition, we've seen waves of political protest of every form challenge traditional politics. We've seen natural disasters magnified by climate change and new financial crises in South America and Europe. These events surely remind us that we need leaders who are analytic, strategic, and dedicated to our best ideals at the helm of government, business, and nonprofits all around the world. At GPS, we believe that we've prepared you to be those leaders, and your preparation makes us optimistic for the future. To illustrate a little bit more, let me tell you a bit about this graduating class in detail. A central feature of our degree program is summer and school year internships. They provide critical real-world experience to complement the GPS curriculum. The class of 2020 completed internships in 19 countries and on 5 continents. 7 of these students had their internships already turned into full-time jobs. We congratulate them. 3 of our students have decided GPS isn't enough. They've been accepted into PhD programs. One of these students is Adam Wu, who will continue his GPS training by enrolling in the Joint GPS Political Science PhD program here at UCSD. In addition, 3 students, Sarah Sanchez-Santana, Jude Montaseb, and Orly Romero Sibia, were selected to join teams with graduate students from San Diego State University and CETIS University in Mexico to work on cross-border strategy for companies who are involved in trade between the US and Mexico. We're also proud of Josh Kickinson and Raymond Cow, who were accepted to the highly selective and prestigious US Management Fellows Program. This has obviously been a year like none other at GPS. This class showed its resilience and adaptability as they were forced to move to online instruction virtually overnight. Even as we made that change, these students showed how much they valued GPS as their home. The vast majority of our large number of international and out-of-state students actually chose to stay in the San Diego region. We were heartened to see that our students maintained their connections with each other and with the GPS faculty and staff beyond our digital classrooms. Zoom meetups, digital coffee hours, these all became staples of the life of this class. But this year will not only be defined by the COVID-19 pandemic, it will also be a year with many other highlights. For example, we hosted a forum with former Secretary of State, Dr. Condoleezza Rice. Secretary Rice didn't just give a standard speech. She sat and met with our students in depth to share her insights about life as the nation's top diplomat. In addition, our student groups did amazing things. For instance, Net Impact hosted Political Climate, the bipartisan podcast on energy and environmental issues in the United States. The live show at GPS focused on local energy and environmental policy and featured the City of San Diego's Chief Sustainability Officer. GPS's Latin America Student Organization and the Dean's Fellows decided to host a discussion panel on Cuban entrepreneurship with 3 participants from the world-renowned Summit LA 2019. In November, Quirps hosted a discussion about the intersection of LGBTQ identity and policy making. The panelists included Assembly Member Todd Gloria and a representative from Congressman Scott Peters' office. In the same spirit, GPS launched Diversity Dialogues. They aim to foster a school-wide conversation about equity and diversity. Showing our special international character, they included topics such as the challenges facing English language learners and xenophobia in the age of the pandemic. At this time of year, we ask our students to share some of their best memories from their time at GPS. We discovered memories that embraced prior traditions and promised to create new ones. Some of those traditions were the annual GPS-wide events, such as Lunar New Year and the Lasso Fest for Latin America. A new tradition was the rise of the midnight dance parties after submitting a big assignment. We'll see how they sustain over the years. One student shared their feelings this way. GPS was an amazing experience for me. It surely gave me an academic and technical tool set, but more importantly, it gave me a family away from home. I realize now that people with very different backgrounds, languages, and systems of beliefs can easily communicate and empathize when they have in mind a common outcome. No better words could summarize GPS's aspirations. Indeed, this is a class full of bright minds who will no doubt create a better tomorrow. In the meantime, please remember that we at GPS will be cheering you on because we will always be your family away from home. And now, it's my great pleasure to introduce the 8th Chancellor of UC San Diego, Pradeep Khosla.
Congratulations to the class of 2020. Welcome graduates, families, and friends to our first virtual commencement ceremony. Joining me in the celebration and on this webcast are my colleagues, UC San Diego Divisional Deans, our college provosts, and our esteemed faculty, our Executive Vice Chancellor, Elizabeth Simmons, and our distinguished commencement speaker, television journalist on the CBS News program 60 Minutes, Mr. Bill Whitaker. We are so fortunate that Mr. Whitaker accepted our invitation to give this year's commencement address. Highlights from his 30-year career in investigative journalism are indeed impressive. Bill uncovered how Russian operatives hacked the 2016 US presidential election. He broke the story on how the DEA's efforts to curb the opioid epidemic were hampered by special interests. And he reported extensively on how race and policing in America is affecting communities across our nation. These are the important issues of our time, and Bill covers them without rancor, without pronouncement. He takes viewers on a journey, and through that journey, we learn. We learn about everyday people, about their struggles, and why they matter. Bill presents truthful, well-researched information with the utmost integrity. And the world needs integrity, especially in difficult times, and especially now. By integrity, I mean the quality of being honest, and having strong moral principles. Moral principles like empathy, compassion, respect, and the recognition that every human being has inherent value. A person who possesses integrity, understands these principles, and practices them daily. Integrity is at the core of what we teach at UC San Diego. It compels us to look deeper at the world around us. It drives us to collaborate with people everywhere, and it helps us solve society's most pressing issues. And how do I know that you learned integrity? I know because you're graduating today as a Triton. The journey to get to this day required from you a great deal of personal sacrifice over many, many years. It required the courage to step into great unknown, to explore boundaries you didn't even know you had. It required stretching yourself to learn and grow. And today, it requires celebrating. You leave UC San Diego with a degree. You leave us as a well-rounded individual with a better idea of who you are and what you want to do. And you leave UC San Diego with integrity. It's yours. You have earned it. And now, I want you to go out into the world and practice it with absolute reckless abandon. Have integrity in everything you do. Practice it at home, at work, and at play. Practice it with strangers in your everyday actions, like getting coffee, driving, or buying groceries. But most importantly, practice integrity with yourself. You deserve your honest self. You deserve the best you. Many of you are wondering what will happen next. The truth is, no one can say with a great deal of certainty. In both prosperous and lean times, we do our best. We make educated choices. We review outcomes of these choices and learn from these outcomes and evolve. I cannot predict the future, but I can offer advice that I hope will help you along the way. Be confident in who you are, always. Embrace everything about you, your race, your creed, your gender, your everything. Be yourself and know that you belong. Acknowledge your luck. You worked hard to get where you are, no doubt. But you also had a lot of help. Help from parents, help from siblings, aunts and uncles, help from teachers, advisors, ministers, friends. Even the barista, the grocery store clerk, the bus driver, everyone who helped you get through your daily routine. So be grateful and treat everyone with respect and dignity. Understand that you are an individual within a larger ecosystem. Without the ecosystem, you cannot be an individual. And without the collection of individuals, there is no ecosystem. The two are interdependent. So treat the ecosystem well to ensure every individual can flourish. Change requires more than righteous indignation. It requires earnest collaboration. It requires you to listen without an agenda. It requires you to look outside your own perspective in order to understand things you haven't known before. It requires patience, dialogue, and iterations of effort. And it requires compromise from everyone, including you. Progress is measured in years, not in days. And no matter what social media says, not in 240 characters. So, be prepared to spend some time to create lasting change. Be prepared to give and take input and adapt over time. You will change your mind, and often, if you're living with integrity. Progress takes time, but effort is every day. So keep moving forward, even if only by a millimeter. Just like your scholastic career, from your first grade to today, all the effort will add up to something wonderful and beautiful. I'm always so very proud of our graduating class, but this year especially so. You have proven not only that you can adapt, but also that you can thrive under very extenuating circumstances. So I honor your resilience, your hard work, and your determination. You have inspired me. You've inspired our faculty. You've inspired our staff. And I'm sure you have inspired each other. So today, I celebrate you, your remarkable accomplishment, and the gift of your interaction with this great university. You have made UC San Diego a better institution, and I'm truly grateful for that. So congratulations. It is now my great pleasure to introduce CBS correspondent, Mr. Bill Whitaker.
Hello, class of 2020. Congratulations for your hard-earned degree. Your years of blood, sweat, and tears, your all-nighters studying and partying paid off. You should be ecstatic. I hope you are. I know your parents and professors are proud of what you have accomplished. It is a really big deal, and I really wish I could be with you in person. This is all rather strange, don't you think? All of us dispersed to far-flung locales, tied together by cameras and computers. Well, not so much for me. I make my living talking through cameras and screens like this. But for you, this must be kind of surreal, not what you expected, right? You probably saw yourselves walking across the stage on a sunny San Diego day before thousands of beaming friends and family members. Then, just as you were about to step off that stage and into the world toward jobs and dreams, everything changed dramatically, overnight. You were ripped from your friends, opportunities vanished. Some of you may be in mourning. It must seem like your lives have entered a state of suspended animation. Graduation is a leap into the unknown, even in the best of times. But in times like this, well, it's scary. It's scary for me. It's scary for all of us. But I think that's exceptionally true for you. But you know what else is true? You are exceptional. And I'm not just saying that because I'm your commencement speaker and I'm supposed to say stuff like that. It is empirically true. From the day you were born, you have been change agents. You, class of 2020, are part of the most diverse generation in American history. You are changing the face of America. Your lives will unfold in a country that's much more colorful than the black and white world of my youth. And you're smarter than most of the rest of us. You proved that by earning this degree. Now, you had a little help. Part of what makes you exceptional is you are children of the digital age. You grew up with more computing power in your pocket than NASA Mission Control had in a room full of computers for the first manned flight to the moon. The generation before me figured out how to do that, put a man on the moon. My generation came up with the internet. What you do will astound us. You will be the scientists who come up with a new vaccine. You'll be the engineers, the doctors, the lawyers, the actors, the architects, the academics, the designers, the parents, the leaders who will create the future. Do not let today's uncertainty, do not let this virus kill your dreams. Don't let adversity snuff out your light. I have been a journalist for 35 years. This job has taken me all over the world. I have met a pope and presidents, movie stars and mobsters, and some of the kindest, hardest working people whose names probably won't be remembered. I've seen a lot, and I've learned a lot. But my biggest takeaway after all these years, don't underestimate your ability to change things. American democracy, this experiment in self-governance, is messy business. We've seen that unfolding on streets all across the country as we are confronted by the virus of racism that has plagued our country for 400 years. Figuring out who we are and where we want to go is hard work. I am descended from people who were enslaved, but they never gave up, and here I stand. Many of you have parents or grandparents who left their home countries, their families, their support systems, everything they knew, and struck out for an uncertain future in America, their bags packed only with hope. And because they took that leap of faith, you stand here today, diploma in hand, about to step off into your own uncertain future. But you got this. You can do this. This American experiment is not going to end on your watch. There are old wrongs to right and new heights still to reach. These protests, this pandemic. This is a defining moment for our country and for you. These are times that shape us. When this virus is vanquished, and it will be, we will reemerge into a world that has changed. It's changing right in front of our eyes. Different times will require different ways of thinking. We'll need to hit the reset button and get about the business of healing, rebuilding, reimagining. There's no going back. We can only go forward, and we need you change agents, your youthful energy, your ideals, your brilliance to light our pathway. The UCSD motto is Fiat Lux, let there be light. Well, let that light be you. Thank you, and congratulations, graduates.
Thank you, Mr. Whitaker, for your thoughtful words for our outstanding class of 2020. Now we're going to watch a video highlighting the student award recipients at GPS this year.
At the UC San Diego School of Global Policy and Strategy, we pride ourselves in attracting outstanding students who wish to be leaders in the 21st century. Each year at graduation, we take a moment to recognize outstanding representatives of our school student body achievements. One important measure of that is grade point average achievements. They're a reflection of a student's commitment to mastering our challenging curriculum and putting in the dedication day to day to achieve high standards in every course. These GPS students have the top marks in each of our graduating degree program cohorts. Let me start with Amy Barnes. She's a BA MIA student who has excelled with a career track focus in international economics and a regional specialization in Latin America. She has consistently earned high grades throughout her studies while working as a teaching assistant and a research analyst for TechPolis, an international consulting service for telecommunications technologies. Cesar Perez is an MPP graduate with a specialization in program design and evaluation. Cesar has a 4.0 GPA, and he set a record in the history of GPS with 9 A+ grades during his time of study here. He also served as a tutor for our quantitative methods sequence, worked as a TA for undergraduate classes, and meanwhile he interned with the San Diego Housing Commission. Jingwen Liu earned nothing less than an A- in the Master of Chinese Economic and Political Affairs program. Her specialization was Chinese politics and public policy. She worked as a GPS research assistant for the 21st Century China Center, and she showed special dedication in helping her peers in their most difficult moments of study. Alessandro Lico-Poli is an MAS IA graduate. He had a specialization in Latin America. Alessandro is a U.S. Army captain and foreign affairs officer. He served as commander of the 7th Engineer Dive Detachment, and in that role, he was a leader in the Defense POW MIA accounting agency's underwater recovery team. Alessandro's hard work at GPS earned him a 3.925 GPA. So let's take a moment to both acknowledge and applaud the achievement of these leaders in our student body.
This year's Econometrics Award goes to Gala Ledesma for her paper, The Effect of HSI Status on Latinx Student Outcomes. This clever and well-written paper uses the threshold of 25% Latinx enrollment at which colleges are formally declared Hispanic-serving institutions to understand the extent to which this designation improves outcomes for these students. She finds a surge in enrollment and an increase in graduation, but not a commensurate improvement in graduation rates. Gala was awarded the Econometrics Prize because of the well-executed statistical analysis, lucid writing, and great policy question that she was able to address. Congratulations, Gala.
This year's Ruth Adams Prize for the Best Analytic Paper goes to Liu-Ya Sang for her paper on North Korea. In the paper, she tackles the difficult question of how to measure whether North Korea was serious about reaching a nuclear deal or not. She shows that the timing of North Korean interest in such peace proposals was not sincere. The paper tackles a hard question, it shows a nuanced research design, and is a great example of strong multi-method research. Congratulations.
The Covington Award for this year goes to Ming-Pu Xiao for his paper Trade Openness and Democratization, an Instrumental Variable Approach. Ming-Pu's paper represents a great example of the interdisciplinary approach at GPS, bringing an instrumental variables technique from the economics literature to look at the extent to which trade drives democratization at the national level. The paper's clever and creative, features a deeply researched summary of the related literature, and finds that trading with other countries has a direct effect on improving democratization. Congratulations, Ming-Pu.
Teaching assistants are imperative figures in the GPS community. They must exhibit a mastery of very dense material and guide students with empathy and patience while maintaining their own rigorous schedules as second-year students themselves. Amy Barnes is the perfect embodiment of these qualifications. Her dedication to student development is incomparable, and our cohort constantly sings her praises without any provocation. Congratulations, Amy. You have absolutely earned this honor. Thank you for all your hard work.
It is an honor to present this year's Faculty Recognition Award to Professor Gordon McCord. Whether he's participating in QUIRPS events, aiding students interested in studying Latin America, or extending his office hours to squeeze in just a few more questions from his students, it is obvious that Professor McCord is passionate about teaching and invested in seeing his students succeed and grow during their time at GPS.
It's my honor to announce Caroline Novitt as the 2020 Doming Yu Award winner. Whether it's leading as our GoGPS president, advocating for our LGBTQ+ community, or just asking the question the rest of us were afraid to ask in QM, what does that even mean? Caroline leads our community with humor, humility, and hands-on get-it-done grit. We are thankful and proud of her leadership. Thank you, Caroline.
The I.L. Margulies Memorial Award recognizes the contributions of students who go above and beyond to demonstrate leadership, compassion, and devotion to community. This year's recipient of the award is Nicholas Rhodes. I presented this first year equivalent award to him last year, and I'm happy to say that Nick hasn't changed. He'll still go above and beyond to help students from not just our year, but from the next year, and I'm sure that his impact will be felt for many years to come.
The MASIA Peer Award this year goes to Jacob Glasshoff. Jacob is a veteran of the Marine Corps and was most recently a deputy sheriff with Napa County. His classmates have said that they admire his dedication to the program, his participation in classes they've had together, and his earnestness, and that Jacob promotes friendship among MASIA students and lightens the ambience of classes. Jacob, congratulations on this honor.
I would like to congratulate Joaquin Gana Aravena, recipient of this year's Joseph Grunwald Award. As our student at GPS, Joaquin embodied the spirit of this award. You, Joaquin, significantly contributed to the promotion of inter-American understanding. Muchas felicidades, Joaquin. Congratulations once again from me and all the professors at GPS.
The Language Achievement Award recognizes outstanding progress in the study of a language. This year's recipient is Mr. Marc-Olivier Caron. In the fall, since day one of classes, Mr. Caron was very proactive in his language acquisition, asking for a weekly 30-minute appointment to help him improve language skills. At the beginning of spring, he asked for an hour meeting. Because of his enthusiasm, dedication, and success in improving his language skills, Mr. Caron is a recipient of the 2020 Language Achievement Award for Outstanding Progress. Felicidades.
Madeline's kindness, drive, and all-around brilliance have made her a dear friend and a true inspiration to me. Not only has she used her time at GPS to cultivate her expertise of both edges of the Pacific, but she has done so with an unyielding love for the pursuit of knowledge and compassion and maturity beyond her years. She is the model GPS student in every sense of the term. Without further ado, here is our commencement speaker, Madeline Kasich.
Thank you, Brittany. Distinguished guests, staff, faculty, loved ones, my fellow graduates, welcome. Thank you for tuning in. I'm so incredibly honored to represent the School of Global Policy and Strategy, class of 2020 at our commencement ceremony. I hope you and all your loved ones are safe, happy, and healthy. Like many of you, I did not imagine spending my last quarter inside my apartment, away from the people and the community that have made GPS such a rewarding experience. I think collectively we are all trying our best to just cross that finish line, let alone deal with the ambiguity that comes after graduation. It's hard to look at the future when the present is so uncertain. It's hard to graduate during a pandemic. However, even within that uncertainty, I hope that today you feel celebrated. You've worked hard, you've made it. It may be an uncertain time to graduate right now, but the strengths that we've gained and the relationships that we've forged through our time at GPS won't disappear just because the future looks uncertain. Because in choosing to attend GPS, we chose potential, opportunity, the chance to advance in ways we could have never imagined. GPS is academically rigorous. It is challenging. We knew it would be challenging when we chose it, but we embraced uncertainty. We have learned new concepts from ARIMA models to remote sensing. We have constantly struggled with data coding, and we have mastered synthesizing a plethora of sources into a 3-page policy memo. We have had the pleasure of meeting and interacting daily with some of the most brilliant minds, whether it's Professor Hafner Burton casually mentioning having given a speech at The Hague, to professors and guest lecturers bringing expertise on subjects from international trade to health policy, to the brilliance of your fellow classmates sharing their lived experiences. Complementing our professors is the staff at GPS. From student affairs to career services, GPS ensures that we are afforded every opportunity to explore career options and gain skills that we never would have discovered on our own. Professor McCord once told me to enjoy my time at GPS because it is one of the only places where your purpose is to learn and grow. And what better way could we have grown than with our passionate, committed, and hardworking professors and a great professional team? Having great professors and staff is just part of our story. We also have each other. When I think of our cohort, I think of how extraordinary our group is. We come from so many countries and backgrounds. When I found out I would be our commencement speaker, I reached out to friends and asked them, what has GPS meant to you? I constantly heard this response. GPS represents the most interesting group of people we have ever met and the greatest sense of community that we have ever experienced. I've seen community at GPS in second years rolling out the red carpet to celebrate our first midterms, in student affairs having an open door policy for us to cry, laugh, and vent as needed, in career services devoting their days to mock interviews, streamlining our resumes, and networking events, in professors volunteering their time during fireside chats, in late nights with classmates and friends, in our loved ones for getting us to where we are today. Whether you're a first-generation student, have had a full career and are returning to school, or are graduating with both a bachelor's and a master's in just 5 years, we each independently chose potential. But it is in the GPS community that has converted our potential into actual, and that will carry us through this next phase of uncertainty and into growth and opportunity. I am filled with such gratitude to be graduating with our class and to have shared this experience with you. When we look back 5 years, 10 years, 20 years from now, I hope we feel proud of the many skills we learned here and the endless hard work that we put in thus far. I know I will. But I also want you to think about those moments that made you feel the most happy, alive, and united. No one gets through the QM series alone, just as no one makes it through the future alone. So even if the future isn't clear, those bonds of mutual respect and trust, forged through late nights, difficult problem sets, and endless group projects, are stronger than a pandemic and more resilient than our fear of the unknown. I hope you will continue to be ambitious, be determined, be insightful, be supportive, and most of all, be kind. Do all that you can with the skills you have learned here, knowing you will have a support network that stretches across the globe. Class of 2020, thank you for teaching me the meaning of community and solidarity. Congratulations.
Thank you, Maddie, for your excellent address. Chancellor Khosla, I present the class of 2020 from the School of Global Policy and Strategy. Candidates for the degrees of Master of International Affairs, Master of Public Policy, Master of Chinese Economic and Political Affairs, Master of Advanced Studies in International Affairs, Bachelor of Arts in International Studies, and Master of International Affairs. I ask that you grant these outstanding students their degrees.
UC San Diego Class of 2020, please rise for the conferral of your degrees. Upon the recommendations of the deans of our schools and the faculty of the University of California, San Diego, and by virtue of the authority vested in me by the regents and the president of the University of California, I confer upon you the master's degrees to which you're entitled with all the honors, recognition, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. Congratulations, everybody, Class of 2020.
Will all of our graduates please stand wherever you may be? It is a long-standing tradition that after receiving a post-secondary degree, the tassel is shifted from the right side to the left side of the cap. This signifies to all the completion of the degree. Graduates, please move your tassels with me.
Congratulations, graduates. We're now at the end of the formal part of our virtual ceremony. I welcome you all to the ranks of our Alumni Association. We ask that you stay in touch and tell us what amazing things you're experiencing and accomplishing. And we hope that you stay connected by joining our clubs around the world and provide support to the graduates who will follow you in the ranks of GPS students. As we close the ceremony, I'd like to say a few words to the family and friends who are watching. Our degree programs, we know, require great determination to complete. Our students put in long hours, often spilling over into nights and weekends. And for them to succeed, we are well aware that you have to sacrifice and commit to the program just as much as they do. We thank you for sharing your sons, your daughters, your friends, your partners, and your spouses with us. So on behalf of the faculty and staff, I express congratulations and good wishes to all of our graduating students, and we join you in the hope that we can journey together to make the world a better place.